In today's video, we're going to be building floor 10 of Citadel of the Infinite Abyss, Ring 3 Citadel. The theming of this floor is floorless. What does that mean? Well, keep watching to find out, even though you could probably figure it out on your own. The previous floor, if you remember, it ended with this button you press that opens this door. What's going to happen between floor 9 and floor 10 is there's going to be like a cutscene, so it's going to teleport you to a thing. So in order for that, there needs to be a teleporter. What I'm going to do is actually delete this like extra thingy I put on the wall so it'd be the correct color. We're gonna make this floor be like weirdly smaller slightly, and that saves 3 parts, which is useful. Okay, so you can already tell it's a little bit shorter here, but what if I take a wedge like this and then go like maybe 7 studs and then scale this up? Okay, it didn't use as much cash as I thought it would. That's good. There, so I like that. You can clearly see like something's wrong here. Alright, now I need our teleporter. Alright, so let me copy the color of that. That's where the cutscene is actually going to be. So it's like black neon. We'll make the bottom one here be a conveyor so that you don't like, you're not going to be able to see the end of this because like the way the neon looks. Don't want people to get confused. And then the teleporter will just be the back wall. So it can go right here. So you go through here and then, yeah, it'll teleport you. Of course, now we need to actually set the location, which will be right there for a minute. So the cutscene is these 2 signs. You can pause and read these if you want, but I'll be reading them like later. So let's see, what I'm envisioning at the moment is it'll like, I guess the first text can already be there. And actually keep in mind, because of the way you're most likely gonna like walk through that door, I think you're gonna be facing at this angle. So it would be a wise decision to rotate the whole box, but let's build it first. Alright, now duplicate the sign, change the font to that. It'll say click to continue. And so now we're going to replace this with a moving part that looks exactly like it, because I made it not a moving part for some reason. And then what? We could have like... Alright, I know what to do. So first of all, I changed this one word because it sounds better. Second of all, I turned this into a moving part. It says the same message though. So I want to make this be the color of the wall, and then with activate parts, that activates the moving part, and so I want it to like cover up this text, aka not that. Okay, there, that works. So now we just need to take this button, put it against the whole wall like this, and give it a click radius of like 35 should be fine. Okay, change some movement properties on there. Yeah, there. I think the reason it like half covered it up for a second was because like I moved them wrong. There we go. Ignore that line. It's just the button being weird. If I reload the obby, it'll go away. Now you can click that again and it'll move out of the way. I think I'm just going to keep that because there isn't really anything I can do about it. But I do think it would look better if it comes up from the bottom. There we go. Now, how are you going to get out of this box? Well, it's because when you click that button, it'll also move a moving part out of the way that lets you get to the button. So you press the button here, then you can go through here to the cutscene. I'll read it this time now. Stress and anxiety, an obby player's greatest enemy. Click to continue. You're not in the clear forever, player and shark. Get ready. A few seconds later, this disappears. Well, it's not disappearing, but you know what I mean. So you can step on the continue teleporter, and you get teleported here. So now we're building the actual floor, but the title of this video is floorless. Clearly we need a better way to define. The floor is like, you know, the cubic floor versus the floor of the floor. Actually, no we don't. But basically, the floor of the floor is gonna go away. That's why this video is titled floorless. So it's gonna look like there's a safety net, but actually no. You can start with a wall hop like that. So it's gonna start with a floor, so it looks like there's a safety net. And we're going to make the, like, complementary color, or accent color, of this floor be that color. Now, I do need to, like, not use many kill bricks, since healing is disabled now. One of these is, like, all I'll put, at least relating to required kill bricks, that it's impossible to not just avoid. For instance, I could put another platform here. Actually, no, let's make it this darker color. And I could also put some platforms for you to jump on to get across here. And unlike what you would normally do, which would be like you just walk across and not really care because you would just heal up, well, that's not the case anymore. So you know what that means we're going to do next? We're going to do some platforms with like spinning and moving kill bricks and stuff, but there's actually going to be a reason to avoid it. So it's going to be like a different way of doing this on each platform. So on this first one, we're just going to do a spinning kill brick, and the next one is going to be a moving platform. Across these platforms, there can be a spinning kill brick, and on top of this one, there can be a timed kill brick. Okay, so I've realized that I've used up like half the space in here for like 20 seconds of gameplay. Also, I decided to make these have reflectance 0.1, and I changed the daytime to make it be 7.5. So about the spacing, we're gonna do like this sort of thing, you know, where you have like different sections, because you can put a lot of gameplay in a small space by doing that. And so yeah, I don't know how much I've really matched the mid-insane difficulty this is supposed to be up until this point. It's probably more like remorseless, or maybe even intense. But on this floor is where the difficulty starts increasing, and the tower gets more punishing as well. So like, after this floor, it's going to be an outside section pretty much the rest of the time. And several other things are going to start happening in the later floors. So as the floor goes away, what's going to happen is it's going to like split in half. We're going to do this with moving parts. So half of it's going to be over here, the other half is going to be over here, and there's going to be a normal part on this like edge over here. That way if you fall on one of the sides as it's slowly moving away, then you can walk over here back to the start. But once it's gone, pretty much the only safety net you've got for this floor is like this little ledge over here. Okay, back to the parkour. I'll put a half stud right there. That's right underneath here. Okay. Let me test this a few times to make sure it's not impossible. Probably make it one stud though. That's going to be less annoying. Following that, let's have some fading part jumps. So they'll be universal like this. And also let's make the color a little bit more red. That way you can tell something's going to happen when you jump on these. We're also going to add a moving part to these fading part jumps. Why not? You would want to wait until this goes back up. And this is Can't Collide True, by the way. Okay. And then you could do that jump. Jumping off of the fading part though, we can have a jump like that. But we'll make it half a stud wider of a gap. That should make it easier and less RNG. And you'll land on this platform. Off of this platform, you jump to here. Off of here, you wall hop onto there. Well, you will once I actually make this possible. Why am I randomly jumping like twice as high? You know, it's probably best not to do this with alignment. Also, probably best that I make this a full stud, not a half stud. Also, probably best that I make this a full stud and not a half stud. Okay, from here, it's gonna be a jump like that. Yeah, I like that. Of course, you can just walk over here. What you're doing this section for is to get to a button that'll activate platforms down here. Although, I did just think of an interesting idea. What if I have it so that, like, I could put a kill brick on top of here that you'd have to spend some of your limited health points to take the shortcut. I don't think I'm going to do that here, but I will keep that in mind for some future sections. Alright, so there's the button, which will activate the platforms down here. You can high jump to get to it. I'll put a sign that tells you to high jump, though. So as I said, the button is going to activate platforms down here, because we wouldn't want you to just be able to jump straight down. That wouldn't make any sense. Well, like, until you press the button. So, what I'm thinking is it can start, like, the first platform of that. Right here should be fine. Then I need to make sure you actually go that way, and not, like, back this direction for some reason. By putting this here, that should make that work. I mean, you will also be able to go this way, so we'll deal with that later. But I also put a half stud here that you can jump to. I'll just test that to make sure that works well. How about you use the yellow platforms to get to another button up here that was previously inaccessible? And there can be kind of two paths, because you can still go over here. We could do, like, just some random scattered platforms in this area leading up to a button right there. So that'll activate the rest of the platforms that lead through here. Now, at this point, there's no way to get back on top of this ledge, well, other than this direction, which I'm about to change, so you can't do that. And so, it'll be fine that if you could get up there, then you just jump onto the platforms out here. Off of this ladder, I made it so you don't have to, like, actually go around it. Even though that's possible, it is, like, really annoying to do that. So you can kind of just go on that ledge there. Then you have this ladder flicking section, and then we'll put a funny truss section, but I'll try not to make it too bad. So it'd be you jump there, and then you have to, like, just go around here. You can, like, hold space. You can put the platform you're trying to get to maybe just a little bit outside here. And then you can jump on here, and then you then go back up here. And we'll put another one of these sections that are like this in the normal floor color that are like over here. So we're gonna have a section like this. It doesn't have a floor, and there's also a gap over here, so there will be sections that are like outside here. Then again, like I said earlier, there's gonna be a ledge here that stays there the whole time, so it'll kind of be over safety net. In fact, more so than it is inside here. So you end up going to this stud from which you need to ledge grab on top of here, and this is where the insta-kills come in. Well, I mean, right here, it's kind of just to prevent you from walking in the wrong direction. Okay, we can have a walk around there. I like that. So now what I'm going to do is put like a gap you can walk through in this wall. So you just need to do that. And then this isn't going to be a weird descending thing with buttons like it was here. I mean, I know we're starting at the top, but we're putting a thingy. Also, you're almost able to like high jump up there, so I'm moving these up 3 studs. This whole section is going to be like a push box thing. So right here, I'm going to take a moving part, make it universal, so you know there's something like different about it. Button activated. Given the button activated, you can probably guess that this is going to be button activated. We can have it so you have to get the push box here to jump on top of the ledge, to press a different button. How about right here? These will all be the same color buttons, but I'll put like wires like I did over here later, so you know which one is connected to which thing. So this will be a button deactivator. It can be for infinite time, I guess, deactivating that. So you get the push box to here, so you can jump on top of here. You can jump to here to deactivate that. I'm gonna make that can't collide false. If you do land on this button and then this moves back down, that's okay, as long as you've already pushed the push box off of there. I'll then add a pressure plate right here for the push box. This push box pressure plate will deactivate that. That way you can make the jump to right there. You know what, I'm going to nerf this to make it 2 studs. 1 stud is too annoying. So this parkour section out here will lead to this button. This is going to be make objects visible button, which activates that. So what you need to do is press the button to activate this. That way you can move the push box off of the pressure plate so that it'll deactivate this, but you can still get out here. Because I'm going to make a change so that this pressure plate will also deactivate something out here that needs to not be deactivated in order to progress. So if the pressure plate deactivates this, and it also deactivates this, and you need this in order to access this, then once you press this, this activates, and then you move this off this, that way you can do this, and this is still activated and not deactivated, allowing you to do this, and after doing that, you can do this. That's going to be the end of the push box section, and probably from here, I'm just going to like end the floor. So I'm probably going to have to end up doing this with a button. Yeah, there's no way I'm not. So there will be this button, which will activate platforms underneath here, I guess. Something noticeable from that point. I'll probably also add arrows anyway, though. And then from there, it'll be some button-activated platforms to about here. And that's going to be the end of the floor. Alright, I've built the rest of the parkour, although it looks like I actually deleted some. Well, that's just because I linked the buttons, so, like, and made them work properly, so all the button-activated things are invisible at the moment. Okay, so now it's time to build the floor that goes away. So, I'm going to take the current floor and just move it down. That was 100 studs. Just some interval that I'll be able to easily move it back. So first of all, there should be a like destroyed ledge here. So there will be a 6 stud ledge. That's what's like always there. And then some wedges. Alright, there we go. I also moved it down a stud from where I had a minute ago, because it was not supposed to be like that. Now it's time for the moving parts. Let me place it like that and make it button activated, because it will be. Also, when you're working with moving parts, even if you're not going to make it button activated, it's probably still a good idea to set it like that as you scale them, because that's just less annoying. Remember that the smaller section of the floor is smaller. Looks like it's 56, so half of that would be 28, like that. I should also move this over. I'll have it go to over here. What's most important is that it's like completely out of the way eventually. So there we go. I know there's going to be Z fighting here. I'll fix that. Just not yet. Now I duplicate it and put this other half right there, and this destination can go right there. That should work. Then I take a button, activate parts, select those moving parts, and then when I do that, it does that. Okay, that actually works quite well. Okay, so I was thinking originally that this button would be like right here or somewhere. That way it would start moving away after you actually start the parkour. However, then you're just going to be able to press the button again, and it would like put the platforms back how they were. So that would kind of defeat the purpose, even if I turn reverse off on the moving parts. So instead, I'll put the button on this continue teleporter, so you have to press it as you do that. It's going to be invisible though. It was always going to be invisible if that wasn't already clear. I just changed some movement properties of the floor right here, so we should give this a test. Yes, I set it to take 75 seconds, so I probably will add some like dialogue. Whoops, I guess this is good for testing purposes, you know, falling there. Okay, so by this point, the floor is pretty much gone. I think I'm going to increase the time. Okay, so I've doubled the time it takes from 75 to 150 on an average pace, which I was just going at. Pretty much gone by this point. I'm realizing I forgot to link this. Okay, there. So the floor is pretty much done now. I'll just add some dialogue at the start, then it's time to play the whole floor start to finish. Okay, so the previous floor, like I said, ends like this, where you press that button and then you can go through here. Stress and anxiety, an Obby player's greatest enemy. Click to continue. You're not in the clear forever, player and shark. Get ready. Okay, here's the dialogue I added. Oh no, the floor is breaking apart. Hurry, use the safety net while we've got it. If you look closely, you can see that is what's happening. Now you notice I took like 3 or 4 hits from a kill brick intentionally on the previous floor. That's probably what you'd end up taking on average, so I'm doing that for testing purposes of the kill bricks without the healing. So you do some parkour to reach this point, then you need to go on this one stud right there, then wait for this to go up there, and then do these fading part jumps. You need to jump to there, now jump to here. In my opinion, I actually found the best way to do this wall hop was like that. I thought I failed, so I pressed 1. Here you have a jump like that, then use the little gap right here to ladder flick, and then press the button. You'll know you've pressed it when the yellow platforms have appeared. There we go, and you need to go this way. Jump to that half stud, jump to that I don't remember what I set it. I think it was like 0.15 or something. Stud. And then here you can either jump to here again and then do that wall hop and go into climbing animation, ladder flick onto here, and then get to the blue button. Or alternatively, you can go this way, which is probably the easier and shorter route. However, this miscolored part that is also universal is meant to make you think that it's not a normal part. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but that is a normal part, but you might think it's like a insta-kill or something. Anyway, now with that button pressed, you can go around here, and then you can actually just ladder flick straight to this platform there. But if you want to go to that one first, you can. Now go around here, and also, I guess I should delete this. I was gonna bring it back, I don't know, I was like gonna get deactivated by a button or something, but turns out I didn't end up doing that like that. After the funny trust section, you need to jump to there, or probably not jump. Also, I have no idea what this is. Oh, that's the push block. That's what that is. We're going to need to make a reset button for that. From here, you need to wall hop and land on this tightrope. Don't go that way because there's that insta-kill. You have to walk around. That's supposed to be a ledge grab. Probably don't rush all these jumps like I'm doing. Okay, now I can jump through there. Wait, why is the push block down here? Oh, that was probably from a different section. Okay. However, I will still add a reset button. So on this pushbox section, you first need to bring this over to this universal part. Pretend this was deactivated. I just fixed that. Then you need to press this button, which will raise this moving part up. Okay, push boxes, of course, being annoying for no apparent reason. Okay, I guess I'll add, if you just walk over to it, so it, like, keeps updating it, if that makes sense. So now you can do this, and jump to that button to deactivate that. If you press this button, and then this goes back down, that's okay. Now pressing that will deactivate the wall that was preventing me from doing that jump. Then you got these fading parts. Okay, I did fall, but in the event that that happens, you can make your way back this way, but you'd be able to restart the floor. Alright, there, that's fixed. Just pretend I did those fading part jumps correctly, like that. This button, as the text on it says, is can collide false. So what you need to do is that. It's actually easier than it looks, but I think I'll nerf it anyway by adding a platform right there. That way you can jump to it and then land there. That button will activate this, which will allow you to move this push box just off of there. Not specifically anywhere else, but you can still make this jump. That's the important thing. Then you do those fading part jumps again. This is no longer deactivated, and then you need to go this way. Oh yeah, this is also activated now, so you can jump on it as you need to here. There's a pink button. I don't know, maybe it's purple-ish pink. It activates these spinners under here. If you do want to go out this way and jump to there, then I guess that works. And also, if you do fall on this ledge after pressing that pink button, I'm gonna say it's pink, it's more pink. Now that this is here, you can pretty much just like skip doing all this again if you fall. However, this is pretty much the end of the floor. We just got a few jumps from here until this tightrope, and then that'll take you to the next floor. This is the end for the time being. Alright, well, thanks for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing down below. And although I didn't use any comments for inspiration on this video, there are still a few more floors in the remaining floors I have to build that I will be using comments for inspiration. So leave any comments of that if you have them. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.